been a little bit since I've seen you guys in this setting, in a press conference setting, I guess, or Monday press conference. So disappointing loss at Old Dominion. Played well in the first half at different times. Got down 7 early. I was able to go up 7 at 1.9, and we have a bad defensive rotation. I ended up going back man instead of staying zone, but to have a bad defensive rotation ends up being 7 going in the half. And then we struggled to guard in the second half and started the second half, I think, 1 for 11, I was told, from the free throw line. Turned it over a couple times, a couple of questionable shots, and put ourselves in a hole. But still had opportunities to win and come back like at Valpo. But, credit Old Dominion, they made some plays. So 1 and 2, we got Bethel tomorrow night, but really focusing on trying to get our team better. That's what this focus needs to be right now, on getting our team better day to day, not even game to game, just day to day, getting better, figuring out how we need to practice, figuring out, how we need to prepare, because it's not going to be the same formula, the same recipe. So trying to adjust to some things and figure out the ways to get better.
You mentioned playing zone. Do you think you're going to have to do more of that as the season goes on because of the new rules?
Really, it's not because of the new rules. Everybody keeps saying the new rules, the new rules. We only fouled 22 times, and I don't even know if that's a lot or not, but if you only have 8 players on your roster and you fouled 22 times, that's not even 3 per person. Now, are the wrong guys getting fouls? Yeah, Cam can't get 2 fouls at the 18.5-minute mark. That hurts our team. Is Jonathan Farrell picking up fouls quick? Is Teron Gilmore? Yes, but Ronald Ross played 40 minutes for Old Dominion, didn't commit, didn't get in foul trouble, and he was the most active player on the floor. So I think people are playing more zone because of the new rules, but the fouls that we're having are legitimate fouls, and what's a foul and what's not. So we are going to play more zone. We've got to get better in our zone. We played well in our zone at times up there, but right now our biggest problem is athletically we're not being able to get out and pressure the basketball, get in passing lanes, contain the ball, and get deflections. So we've got to adjust, and one of the adjustments for us is going to have to play some zone and going to have to guard a little bit different in our man-to-man.
Did ODU make adjustments in the second half just to the reason you didn't play as well defensively as the team?
For us, the one thing, not really. I just think, they changed up their alignment a little bit based on, the guards usually was popping out to enter their shuffle cut action. But when you watch on how we got scored on, you can't get just beat off the dribble, 50-50 plays around the basket. Our poor offense, turnovers, leading to easy baskets on the other end. And then they credit them. They made a couple tough shots. Big play of the game. Baycoat makes a really big runner. There's a possession in the game. We cut it to 5. I'm trying to call timeout. You can see it plain as day on tape. And I wasn't demonstrative. I need to be more demonstrative. That's not my personality, but I need to be because they go down and get the 4-point play. So it goes from 5, where we have a timeout called, to 9. And it was, so it was little things like that. But I just think it was the same thing at Valpo. We struggled guarding the basketball in the second half. And part of that's, positioning, part of that's fatigue, and part of that's just we got to get more repetitions. We got to figure out how we got to keep the ball out of the paint.
How big of a setback is that for you, especially since you talked about going into the Old Dominion game that you were stressing defense and wanted to stress all those things going up there?
I don't know if it's a setback because I have to keep an even keel about our situation. Got a lot of new guys, got some guys in some different roles. I was disappointed in the Brescia defense. We're not where we need to be at all defensively right now, but we've been trying to play defensively the way we've played really basically the last 4 years, 5 years maybe. And I don't know if this makeup right now with our team can play like that. Ball pressure once you cross half court, really denying, pushing you out to the timeline, and then still be able to contain the ball. So we're trying to make some adjustments to be able, can we best keep the ball out of the paint, keep the ball in front of us, and then rebound the ball. So It's not a setback necessarily. It's disappointing we lost because I thought that was an opportunity for us to get a good road win and get some confidence going into this next week.
I know we always feel the coach when you go shoot well from the free throw line, no matter what it is.
Well, I mean, I don't even want to talk offense because, that stuff will come. But you can't go on the road for 2 games and shoot 59% from. I had no idea. I mean, I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was that bad. Where we're shooting, and I'm not looking at. I told Dave, I don't want this. I want the stats without the NAIA games, just the Division I games. We're shooting 59% from the free throw line. You can't go to Valpo and start 1 for 6 from the free throw line and end the game 1 for 6 from the free throw line. You can't go to Old Dominion and start the second half 1 for 11. Now defensively, we were horrid the first 4 or 5 minutes. We gave up basket after basket after basket, but you can't go 1 for 11, and you can't turn the basketball over on some non-forced turnovers.
Cameron Payne's done a lot of good things for you so far. Hasn't really shot the ball well inside the arc.
Yeah.
Is that just a fluke?
I just think it's shot selection more than anything. He can shoot the basketball. Terrific player. Going to be very, very good here. Excited about what he brings to our team and our program. But shot selection is something we got to continue to work on with him all the time. There's a couple big possessions in the Old Dominion game, a couple big possessions at Valpo, but he's played 2 Division I games, and he's done a great job at times that he showed that he's got a chance to be special. But he's struggling from inside the arc, and a couple of it is shot selection, and then when we get ball reversal, we get some good shots. So. It'll get better. It'll get better, and then we have to put him in position to get more free and get some better looks.
Can you talk about Bethel a little bit and what they present?
Well, it's just really focused on us. I know they're 4-2. They were 4-0. I think they lost 2 conference games this past week. We don't get much film on them. We got 1 game on them. That's it. That and our game from last year. That's the one thing that makes it tough with some of these opponents. The NAIA, sometimes you don't get a lot of film. So yesterday was about us, and today will really just be about us. A couple little things that we know they do. They can score. They're averaging about 90 points a game, looking statistically. We beat them. We got a big on them last year here. It was like 29-7, I think we started the game, somewhere in that regards. So I'm more focused on us right now, getting better defensively, trying to score off our defense some, executing on the offensive end, and if we do that, then we'll be in good shape.
You just experiment maybe a little bit more than you normally would in a home game like this? I mean, you've been talking about trying to figure out, how much more do you experiment when you get ready to go all?
Experiment in we only have 8 guys, so experimenting in personnel, no. But experimenting in how we want to play man-to-man defense a little bit differently, yes. Would I usually show zone against an NAIA team? Probably not, but will I tomorrow? Probably, because we need to work on it. So there's some things that we will do, and from that standpoint, yes, tomorrow, because we need to work in live action.